Hello. Sorry, I haven't been around for 2 weeks. Allergies in Texas, the cedar trees are literally the worst. Who has allergies in winter? This is ridiculous. Oh. Anyway, hi. Yeah, it really, I feel bad for, like, wanting, setting this all up, wanting to do this, and then disappearing. That's just how this works. Uh, yeah, so before we do all of this, basically, I'm almost 40 and I still have my tonsils. My tonsils are still hideously overreacting. So it hurts to swallow, it hurts to eat anything crunchy, anything hot, cold, anything. I have like snot drainage. I want to go to the dentist and have that, that tool that sucks all the spit out of your mouth? Yeah. I need like 5 minutes with that thing. Just 5 minutes. I can do wonders. Yeah. Like you guys needed to know that. Anyway, that's where I'm at the moment, and it's still a problem. It's not as bad as it was. There was one day where I literally slept 12 or 13 hours. I took Mucinex DM and oh god, it was the best sleep ever. It was one of, however, because I am getting older, it was one of those things where because I didn't move around at night, I woke up and I hurt so bad. So my neck muscles were absolutely killing me. Anyway, let's go with how we're doing on this. This is done. I finished the Headless Horseman like before I don't know, obviously the first week. I think the second week I still was doing it, so by the third and fourth week it was done. And now so I'll show you a picture, hopefully. And now I am doing a 20 by 30 tiger, which I'll show you a picture of. I am almost halfway done with it. That is, if I did the math right, it is roughly 60,000 little plastic things of doom. It big. So the reason why I'm not doing the crow painting is because my friend from work had picked that out and said he wanted it. My dumbass agreed to it. His birthday is at the end of the month. I told him I probably wouldn't get it done by then. He doesn't care, as long as it gets done. So, today is the 20th, and I am almost halfway done with it. His birthday's on the 29th, though, so, there's no way in hell I'm gonna get it to him by then. So it'll be a late birthday present, Valentine's Day present. That's what we're going with. The other one, hold on, let me make sure that I have this in view. Okay. The other one is to finish my crafty crap room, which, I've kind of stopped on. So I have a lot of stuff, on this wall that's right here. I have a lot of stuff. I also have to paint the rest of the book closet, I'm calling it, and I would like to get shelving up in it and actually like go through that and probably throw away most of the stuff that's in there, because I'm looking at it and there's a lot of junk in there. And my whole thing is that usually if you haven't touched anything in 2 or 3 years, you should probably throw it away because you're not going to need it. The problem with being a hoarder, because I'll classify myself as that. I totally understand why I do this. The trauma of coming from a divorced family at a young age, and having the trauma of being let go, what I'm nicely going to call this, you tend to not want to let go of stuff. You tend to, whenever there is something wrong in your life, you fill it with stuff. I've learned all of this without going to a therapist because those are expensive. But yeah, that's my problem. I know what my problem is, and throwing stuff away that could easily be used is hard for me. And donating it, or having people buy it, especially now, either hurts them because I'm helping with their hoarding problems, or nobody wants to buy it because it's not the complete thing. Like, the stickers, for example, there are ones in here that are gone. But I still have a lot of them in there that aren't. And, you know, somebody doesn't want to buy those because they're used. Whatever. So, I'm still working on this. I don't have a lot of days. I will probably not finish, to tell you the truth, because time, motivation, money. I don't have motivation. Plain and simple. Like, I have the time. I could easily just take everything down and paint tomorrow, but I don't wanna. So, this was the first week, this was the second week, and then the third and fourth week are literally nothing. I didn't do anything. So the idea is Tuesday and Wednesday I get all this stuff done. That's why it's Tuesday right now. Just don't pay attention to the fact that it's 11:35 at night. But yeah, it's Tuesday right now, and I'm getting it done for next week so that you can see this on Monday. I was going to do this one since it's the 20th and it was just going to be a day late, and I went, you know what? I'm never going to catch up from that, so look, this one. We're gonna do this one. Which is crazy that next week is also the 1st of February. Yeah. Anyway. So, I'm gonna do this, gonna move that. Gonna make sure that this is in line. The fact that this is not straight is slightly obnoxious. That is as close as it's gonna get. And I am going to get overheated, so as you can see in the shadows, I'm taking off what is called an hoodie. It is a 5XL sweater. That's the only thing I can think of. It's big. And it's comfy. And I wish that it went, like, it's a sweatshirt, but I wish that it went down and, like, tapered. Like a cloak or something. Because I like sitting cross-legged, and it's a little too short for me to sit cross-legged and get everything, like, underneath and tucked in. So, yeah. And now I have little lines across my arms. Anyway, show you what we're gonna use today is, I can't read that. Winter birds. There is also an add-on, but I don't think that I'm going to use it. So while I do live in Texas, but it is supposed to be cold. So cold here in Texas is anything under 50. It currently right now is 56, which is fine. However, in the next couple of days, it's gonna get 30 and cold, and I don't have a problem with the cold. I've lived in Michigan, I've lived in Wyoming, I've lived in many places where it's been actually frigid. Wyoming is terrible. There are no trees. The wind chill is negative 50. Burr. So, yeah, it's not a fan. So then what we're going to do, for this, is I'm going to switch it up. And it's going to be up here. And I'm going to write my stuff down here. It makes sense to me. So I will go through the usual and put... See, but I don't want to actually do that. I had this kind of planned out. Okay, so I have these, and so I'm going to mark this as, this one is late shift. I really do like emerald green as a whole. These are my 2 days off. And this one will be early shift. To which this is just kind of an estimation, because whenever I had seen last, yesterday, she didn't have the schedule up, but this is kind of how it's been going, is that I have been working, I've gotten my 2 days off, and then that snot bubble of a boss that I have likes to put me as early shift, keeping in mind that early is just 10:30, but I also drop Ember off at school, like at her bus, a little bit before I go into work, and I don't get to go back to sleep, and it's painful. It's the little things in life, okay? I just want to go back to sleep. I'm not an early bird. What is the joke? I'm not an early bird. I'm more of a night owl, but I'm also just a permanently exhausted pigeon with a whole lot of problems. If I could be locked up in my crafty crap room and only be allowed to, like, food, drink, water, restroom, oh my god, I'd be so happy. I would be so happy. I have all of the things that I need here. I will even make sure that the bathroom is squeaky clean. Like, I'll go out, I'll do chores, I'll do the thing. Okay. Do I want to put anything else down here? Not exactly. I had thought about putting, like, mood and stuff like that. Trying to think of what else I'd like to put down there. I don't want to do the math for the diamond painting that I'm doing right now, because that's just ridiculous. I will probably mark down whenever I'm halfway, maybe. If anything, I'll do that in my passion planner, though. Really won't do it here. I mean, I can transfer it to here, so that's not that bad. Do I want anything else? This is the fun part where you get to watch me go through stuff. I would, you know what? And here's the problem, is that I have still made my plate, my metaphorical plate of life, of stuff that I can put on there. I've still made it so freaking small that it's hard for me to want to get anything done. Okay, so I've got that. Are there any others? Yeah. I think I'll put these there. Stay. Those are a little bit bigger than... which drives me nuts. But that's okay. This... Are there any other ones? Any other ones? I realize that some people are going to not be too thrilled about this, I guess. I am listening to the the Harry Potter stuff on Audible, that has like the 100 characters on it or whatever, like 100 people. Anytime that Harry speaks, it's an actual person that is different from Hermione, which is different from Ron and Lupin and all those. I'm really enjoying it. I like that kind of thing. I like that I can see it in my head because I've seen the movies. They are making a HBO thing. I can't remember when it comes out, if it's this year or if it's next year. I think it comes out late this year. I can't remember. But anyway, I think that it's going to be interesting. And my daughter was like, why would they make more? Why would they make different ones? So we had to have the talk about how, different people see it differently. That's why there were so many hiccups. That's why there were so many different directors. It wasn't just Christopher Columbus. It was like a couple of other people, which is awesome. But I know that a lot of people aren't big fans of the universe now because whenever whenever you get too big for your britches, you still need to be a little bit quiet about your thoughts, especially after you've made a literal boy come out of the closet. To, you know, realize that he is more than, to realize that he is special, to realize that he is just a wizard, which, why would you do that to people? Why would you actually say that? I can't believe that she said what she said, and I realize that me buying something that has her name on it gives her money. And that sucks, and I wish that wasn't the case, but it is, and I am choosing to, honestly, which really sucks, I'm choosing to be okay with that, because I still want to listen to this stuff. It was a really cool time in my life. By the time that the last book came out, I was going to Wyoming. I haven't read like the last 3 books in forever. And I've only read them once. And I would like to read/listen to them again. And you know, this is helping to make sure that gets done. I think that audiobooks in general are awesome. However, I totally understand if somebody doesn't like a certain author because their mouth was too big. I'm just rambling on now at this point. I don't like what she said. I don't agree with what she said because I have friends that are in that community. It sucks that community feels so betrayed. Anyway, that's all I got. Let's see, what else do I want to put on here? There really aren't that many birds on here. That's cute, though. So, what else? How has this week, so technically last week, has gone by pretty slow. Which really hasn't been fun. Like, it's been medium slow. Or technically, I guess that this would be like 2 weeks ago, because I'm telling you about my last week. Which, you know, the 20th before then. Anyway. Yeah, it's been slow. I'm glad that I didn't just stand around with my thumb up my butt at work, but yeah, we'll just go with the fact that it's been slow. And I had found out also earlier this week that one of my friends got let go again. I don't like he was at a temp job forever. And I don't understand how you can be in your mid 30s and be okay with not looking for something better. Like, just if you don't like where you're working, look for something better. That kind of thing. I'm not perpetually saying that, you need to constantly be looking for something better, unless that's what you want to do, in which case, good luck, because it's a pain in the ass. But he just said that it was a temporary job. I remember whenever he got that, 2 years ago. If it's a temporary job, then keep looking for something else. So he has a few months, and it will be, thankfully, I don't care as much as I did the first time, because he really, really, really pissed me off, because last time we had this problem, whenever he got let go from his tech job, he was on unemployment, and it's the same as he is now, and he barely looked for stuff. Like, they wanted a minimum of two applications, and I can't remember if it's per week, per day, per something like that, and he just did the bare minimum, and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? This is, your time is almost up. Why are you doing that? And I get that. I gotta empty this. Goodness, that was so much. But, I get that, the whole staying put because, hey, it's a job. I do not get the whole, it's temporary and you're not going to look for something permanent until they kick your butt out. The funny part is that he has an apartment with two guys that are doing the exact same thing. One of the guys, his parents is paying for his rent. The other one just got let go too, which is crazy because it was from Walmart. I'm not sure exactly what happened, nor did I ask, but he got let go. So I guess nowhere is safe. But yeah, it's crazy to me. And granted, he got let go from a tech job forever ago, and like I had said, he was on the very end of running out of money, and of course he was making good money with that, so he didn't save up or anything. He was just spending it. And even now he doesn't have any money saved up, which is crazy. Granted, I also don't have any money saved up. That's not the point. I don't want to do brown on here. I want to do brown on this. But it's ridiculous that to be okay with that. And it's going to be one of the things where it made me angry a couple of years ago. And the only thing that made me angry this time was he had told me that, and this is the fun part, he had told me that if I bought food, I could come over there and he would cook for me. That way he could have something to eat too. There's a reason why I didn't talk to him for a year and a half, and it's that right there. So whenever I had met him and was actually we were talking, I think, every day. It's just, we were online and stuff. This was at the beginning of plague and everything, and I became friends with him through another friend, and found out that he lived 4 hours away from me, and I'm like, okay, cool, we'll visit, we'll do stuff, whatever, it'll be fun. Well, me being a girl, I wouldn't think that I would have had to pay for every single thing. And guess what? My dumbass paid for every single thing, and I just got angry. And I didn't want to say anything because then I'd lose a friend, and yeah, it's ridiculous. Moral of the story is, if you are the one that is asking to see a person, if you are the one that is making the plans and you are the only one, you're not friends with that person. You are actually, you have a, you are the giver and you have a taker, and they are taking you for all that you're worth and then some. So, and that's the thing, is that me being a mom, me being a caring person, which I gotta cut that shit out. That's just, I don't know why I do that. But me being the person that I am, I don't want him to not eat properly. To which, here's the thing, is that he had told me that he's going to, like, he told me his financial situation, until he gets a new job, and I was just like, oh, so you're not having a problem. It is literally, you don't know how to manage your own money. So I am taking a step back. I am making sure that I'm not part of that, because unfortunately I will want to help. And here's the thing, I don't need him to cook. I cook just fine. I cook. I can bake. I'd rather not. I don't have the motivation to do it. But I make food for myself and my family. And nobody's died yet. So why would I need somebody else to make me food? And that was the whole thing, is that's it's not really a love language. It's just kind of like a thing. I want somebody to do something for me. It's the whole who bakes for the baker kind of thing. And nobody. The answer is nobody. Unless they have to. And what I'm getting right now feels forced. So it is what it is. But it's just one of those things where it would be nice if somebody made food for me. However, the problem is that I'm not gonna get paid back. Like, it's not even a monetary thing. It's not a physical thing. I won't get paid back. He won't take me out to eat. He thinks that him cooking is the payback for it, and it's not. And maybe that's a me problem. I don't know. But I am deciding while I'm talking that it's not gonna be a me problem, because I don't want it to be. I would rather not see him and be busy on my 2 days off than go over there and make sure that he's fed. That is how much fun that is, to be completely honest with you. And it sucks to have to, like, he's not gonna whine about it or anything. He will ask, probably Monday, if I'm coming over. And no, I'm not. I get paid on Tuesday. I'm going to go get groceries. Either Tuesday or Wednesday, and that is going to be my day. I don't want to use that red. I have absolutely no need to perpetuate. That's the other thing too. So I don't want him to feel like he's okay. Which sounds really shitty. But I don't. I don't want him. I need him to, as his friend, I need him to get a job. And he needs to have a fire lit under his butt, and if that means that he'll be eating crap food because that's all that he can afford, he's gonna have to make some sacrifices, like not having like not paying for Discord, not using a food service to deliver food to him. He's gonna have to do some stuff. And it sucks. Like I said, as a mom, it's terrible to watch your friends do the thing, but I also have to remind myself that he's in his mid-30s. This is ridiculous. Also, quit being so freaking choosy about where you work. 'Cause I get that. Well, it's the same thing that I had said earlier, honestly. You need to work because money makes the world go round. However, get something that you can that pays the bills, but also get are there orange birds? Here. No, we're not doing pink. There are no pink birds. I'm not doing that shit. Yeah, get something that pays the bills, but also then get something that okay. But also, keep looking for something else that you want to do, not that you have to do. I am fortunate enough to like my job. Now, do I miss working at Michael's? Yes. Yes, I do. Very much. But I also know my worth, and I'm not going to be working there for $10 an hour. Playing with people's memories, because I was working in the frame shop for 17, and we're not doing that. If I'm working there for 10, guess what? I don't know anything. If you're paying me the same amount that you're paying some cashier off the street, who they also want 5 years experience, that was coming in right as I was leaving. But yeah, if that's what you want, I don't know anything. I barely know how to run a register at that point. Which, whenever they need help, that's really, on one hand, it's really crappy to do. On the other hand, that's just how that works. You're gonna pay me my worth, to which even $17 an hour, considering what I was doing, was not even close. Also, so the place where I work now, which I should probably see if they gave us a raise, because it's the cutoff time for the pay period. I will look later. I got a feeling I'm going to be thoroughly upset. And it's not just me that's going to be upset. It'll be a lot of people. What is it with multi-million-dollar companies? And I get, like, worth versus what they have. I know that. But what is it with multi-million-dollar companies absolutely screwing over the people that are making it stand? Like, why are you only paying them a certain amount of money whenever you could be paying them so much more and they could be happy? Actually, the fun part is that if you had a place that sold stuff and you, I don't like the color of this. This is gross. It says Indian red on here, but I don't know wood of this color. Anyway, yeah, if you paid them more, that, especially if you like Amazon, the place where I work right now, Barnes and Noble, if you paid them more, then they would put into the store. That's what I did working at Michael's. Whenever I had free money, this whole Crafty Crap room is the Crafty Crap room because I put money back into where I work. So it's not that hard to do. Okay, I am going to, since this is colored, I don't think I'm going to need to do the thing. I'm going to use the ink that's already on here. I might need to use a little bit more. We'll see. I don't want to make it really dark. I want to keep it kind of cold. But anyway, yeah, if you just make your people happy, and if that means paying them a little extra, and it's amazing what $2 an hour will do. But the crappy part is that for some reason an extra $2 an hour, yeah, that looks good. An extra $2 an hour usually means that you have to lessen the hours or the people that work there, and it still makes it crappy, and I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. I do. I mean, it's corporate greed. I totally understand. But me as a stupid, caring individual, I don't understand. And it would be nice if companies took care of their employees without the employees feeling the need to unionize. And even then, unions aren't what they used to be. So yeah, that was a long rant. Thanks for being here for that. And it's all because I have friends that are struggling. And I mean, struggling because they did it to themselves. I like how that looks. I like how light that is. I also really like that cloud stencil because it has so many cloud thingies on it. Okay. You actually in the frame? I have to stand back up again because I don't know what's going on. Okay. 38 minutes of me completely ranting about other people. Which is cool because after this, I'm going to edit it. Do I want to put something? Did I ever put something else on there? Like, I don't want to BS you guys and say that I'm putting, like, I'm doing things. No, I had no idea. Okay, so yeah, this is it. So I will release this on the 26th. That would mean Wednesday are the lunch cards. Because I'm only using one of these, I think that one will work. Because I had the idea whenever I was doing the mice of doing 3, and then being an absolute snot bubble and having cold chills and a fever and all that stuff, yeah, no. So I think that I'll only do 1, maybe 2. We'll see how it goes. And then the other card on Friday, where is? I have this build a birdhouse, and if I can open that up. What is the extra of this? Oh, cool. That has the winter stuff on it. So yeah, I will be using that. But yeah, that is it for this. Thanks for sticking around. If you like me complaining throughout the whole thing, please feel free to leave a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed yet, then, you know, and you like me complaining while I do this stuff, then hit the subscribe button. It'll be great. I will keep complaining. Anyway, thanks, and I will see you again later.